Millions could go hungry this holiday season. Millions of Americans could face hunger this holiday season unless Congress acts quickly. Seniors, single parents, disabled individuals, and struggling families rely on SNAP and WIC for their daily meals. Without emergency funding, many may see their food benefits delayed or reduced as November approaches. The Keep SNAP and WIC Funded Act of 2025, introduced by Senator Ben Ray Luján from New Mexico, could prevent that. This bill is designed to keep essential programs running during the government shutdown and ensure families don't have to choose between groceries and other basic needs. What the bill does, Senator Luján's bill has a few key elements. Emergency Funding Authority, USDA would have access to funds to continue monthly benefits. State Reimbursement Clause, states can use their own funds temporarily without risking their budgets. The federal government reimburses them once funding resumes. Inclusion of WIC, women, infants, and children program benefits continue, including food, formula, milk, fruits, vegetables, and nutrition support. This bill doesn't expand benefits or change eligibility. It simply ensures that existing programs remain operational while Congress resolves funding disputes. It's a straightforward solution to a very real problem. The numbers, shortfall, and impact to the financial gap is significant. SNAP requires $9.2 billion per month. Only $6 billion is available in the emergency reserve. That leaves a $3 billion shortfall, roughly one-third of what's needed. If nothing changes, benefits could drop by 33%. A household that normally receives $300 could see it reduced to $200. Human impact example. Imagine a single mother who depends on $300 in SNAP benefits each month. Without this bill, she may have to decide between buying groceries or paying for her child's medication. Multiply this scenario across 42 million Americans, and the consequences are massive. State responses and reimbursements. Some states are preparing to act independently. Virginia and New York are exploring emergency state funding to keep SNAP benefits flowing. Many states, especially in the South and Midwest, cannot cover a $1 billion shortfall without federal reimbursement. The reimbursement clause is critical. It reassures states, if you act to help your residents, Washington will pay you back. Without it, poorer states may have to let benefits lapse entirely, while wealthier states continue to provide full support. Who depends on these programs? SNAP and WIC support millions of Americans every month. SNAP, 13 million children, 5 million seniors, and 9 million people with disabilities. WIC, 7 million women and children receiving nutrition support. Without these programs, food insecurity would spike immediately. Local food banks, already stretched thin, could be overwhelmed. Grocery stores that accept EBT could lose revenue. Rural families with no backup income would suffer most. Story example. Think of an elderly couple on fixed incomes, relying on SNAP for groceries. Any delay in benefits could mean skipping meals or cutting back on medications, putting their health at risk. Legal and political roadblocks. Two main challenges could delay action. Time. Congress is barely in session. The Senate is juggling multiple funding fights, and the House is still adjourned. Legal interpretation. USDA's contingency funds cannot be used without congressional approval. Some argue that widespread hunger itself should qualify as an emergency. But until a bill passes or the president acts, billions of dollars sit frozen. Possible outcomes. Congress passes Luján's full bill, SNAP plus WIC plus state reimbursements. Congress passes a smaller SNAP-only bill introduced by Senator Josh Hawley. Emergency language is included in a short-term spending measure. The White House uses executive authority to release contingency funds. Each day of delay increases the risk that benefits will be reduced or postponed. Why urgency matters. Food assistance is not just a political issue, it's about survival. Every day counts for families who rely on these programs. Impact in numbers. SNAP supports 27 million children, seniors, and disabled people combined. WIC supports 7 million women and children monthly. 42 million Americans rely on these programs in total. Real-life scenario, a family with 2 children might see their SNAP benefits drop by a third. That could mean cutting back on meals, skipping fresh produce, or struggling to afford formula for infants. For many, this is not hypothetical. It's a real threat to daily life. What you can do. Right now, don't wait for Congress to act. Take steps today to protect yourself and your community. Check your state's SNAP and WIC websites for updates on benefit schedules. Keep contact info for local social service offices and food banks handy. Check on elderly neighbors or family members who rely on these programs. Prepare a backup food plan in case benefits are delayed. Share accurate information with your community to keep everyone informed. Being proactive can help mitigate the impact while lawmakers negotiate. Community and compassion. This crisis underscores how connected communities really are. Food security affects everyone, from seniors on fixed incomes to parents feeding their children. While policies may change, compassion and awareness start with individuals. Moments like this remind us that action begins at the local level, sharing updates, checking on neighbors, supporting food banks. Even small steps can have a real impact when millions of lives are on the line. Conclusion. The Keep SNAP and WIC Funded Act of 2025 is a lifeline. It doesn't expand programs. It simply keeps them alive during a critical funding gap. If Congress or the White House acts quickly, millions of Americans will continue to receive the food assistance they depend on. But if lawmakers fail to act, the most vulnerable, children, seniors, low-income families, and disabled individuals will bear the cost. Stay informed, stay prepared, plan ahead, and help your community by sharing information and supporting those in need. Emergency programs like SNAP and WIC are essential, and protecting them is a shared responsibility.